Hello,
Hey,
everybody.
everybody. Hello, it is so nice to have you here with us today.
Yeah.
In case you are new around here, I am Hillary Buchholz, and I have Patty Quinn,
Hello.
and we are the co-founders of We Heart Hounds, and we're also so excited because we also have a very special guest with us here today.
We do. Oh my gosh. This is going to be a big treat for everybody.
Yep.
We have Jane Bernard with Wagworthy Naturals with us today. Thank you, Jane, for being with us.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. And it's lovely to be here with you and lovely to speak with your audience. I'm really excited to be here and to share some things with you guys today.
Oh, we are too. We hope this is the first of many visits with you. Jane has got a plethora of knowledge about all kinds of wonderful things to help your pups. If you're not familiar with Wagworthy Naturals, they develop amazing dog supplements that use really leading edge science and holistic nutrition and all kinds of good stuff to help our pups live happy and healthy and long filled lives. Right. So we're really excited to have you here and learn all about Wagworthy Naturals together. This will be fun.
Thank you. Thank you. I just want to let you all know I'm a big fan, and I just love how open-hearted you are and how you have embraced and supported and nurtured your community to be great pet parents and to, kind of a holistic lifestyle with all the fun DIY things that you do and sharing great information. And I think you just have done an incredible job building a community. And it's always true, but I think especially true in these current times, we all need community.
Yeah, we do. Well, you're going to make me tear up. Thank you so much for those kind words. That was really sweet and unexpected. We'll send you your check in the mail for all the nice things you just said. No, thank you. It means a lot. We love our We Heart Hounds family, and we're so excited to bring you in and be a part of that. Hi, Skyla. We've got people joining in right now and chatting to say hello, wanting to say hello. So yeah, let's jump right in and get started. I just can't wait to talk about all the wonderful things that Wagworthy Naturals does.
Yeah, and I would love to know, so I know you have that kind of the biochemistry and research background, and kind of how that led to you forming the company of Wagworthy Naturals. Like, how did you get started?
Thanks. That's a great question. The simple answer is 3 years ago, I was looking for new inspiration and just feeling like I wanted to bring my message and my knowledge and my experience to the world in a new way. So, I came up with a name, I founded the company, I started working on the formulas. So that's the short answer. But the longer answer is, life is a journey. And just like you founding We Heart Hounds, and it started and morphed, right? There were some very pivotal things that happened in my life that led me to this point. And the first one, and this might be a little surprising, but in my 20s, I developed chronic fatigue.
Okay.
Which was really challenging.
Yeah.
And what I learned through that process and the way I healed myself was through supplementation, acupuncture, and Chinese herbs. Regular traditional medicine couldn't really do that much for me. So that started me on a journey to learn more about supplements, supplementation, and experiment. I mean, I was, basically I would try anything because I was, I joke that was 5 years of me catching up on my TV viewing, but it was a healing journey. And so I learned the power of supplements and supplementation in healing and maintaining our health and wellness. So that's one. The second thing is I got my first dog in my 20s who, don't tell my husband, but this dog was the love of my life. And I mean, I've loved a lot of people, but I don't think I've ever loved anything. Okay, I'm not going to cry. The way that I love that dog.
Oh, yeah.
And really tragically, we were in a car accident. We were both injured. And he had to have surgery, and he developed all these complications, and he sadly passed away, and he was 10. And I made this pact. Sorry, it's a very personal story. I made this pact with the universe that from here on out, not that I could have changed what happened.
Right.
I was going to do for my next dogs moving forward, I was going to take impeccable care of them. I was going to learn how to make sure that they lived, you know,
right.
as long as they could. They were going to be healthy. They were going to be active.
Right.
So that was a personal, what can I say?
Mission. Yeah.
A mission.
Yeah.
So from there on out, every dog I've had, I'd like to not think that I was a helicopter parent, but I have been really engaged in their health and wellness. And I've had dogs that have lived to be 17 and a half. I mean, you know, each dog is unique and each dog's health journey is individual.
Right.
But there are things that we can do as pet parents to ensure our dog's health and longevity.
Yeah.
So that has been my deep commitment. And then the third thing that had a profound impact on me starting Wagworthy Naturals, and maybe this is a longer story than you wanted to hear, but I've been engaged with a local shelter and rescue in a community that's north of where I live that had a terrible problem with strays. It's a community, you know, where 20% of the people live below the poverty line. I mean, no judgment here, but it's a community that struggled. And the organization made a commitment that rather than rehome more animals about 10 years ago, they were going to work to address animal homelessness at its root. And so they started funding no-cost spay neuter and low-cost vaccination. Their intake rates dropped by 30 to 40%.
That's amazing.
That's amazing. Yes.
Yeah.
So I wanted to bring all my life experience together, and that inspired me to found Wagworthy.
Wow.
So, you know, as we'll talk about, giving back and making a difference to end animal homelessness is a big part and very much baked into our brand.
Right. That's amazing. And I really appreciate you opening up and sharing your story with us and with everybody. As a pet parent, every pet parent knows what that's like, you know, going through challenges, the good, bad, and the ugly, right? With your dogs, and that you were intent on really making a difference in the lives of your future pets. And and then that inspired starting a business isn't easy, right? I mean, it's not just something you just drop what you're doing and okay, today this is, you know, I'm starting a new day. We're going to go this whole completely new direction and fearless and, you know, go forward. And it's a lot of hard work to figure out what those steps are.
Small hill to climb. And let's just give a shout out to everyone out there that's an entrepreneur that's bringing their heart and soul to their business or to whatever their work is that they do, right?
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. Or just even being a pet parent, right? Trying to be the best pet parent you possibly can. That's, I think, what our community really tries to do, is what we try to, you know, at We Heart Hounds, what we try to do, we try to, you know, bring knowledge and information and, you know, and products that really help people make it easier for them to be the best pet parent possible, right? You know, and so it's one of the things we're really excited to talk to you about today. So let's jump into your supplements. So you've got a hip and joint supplement. So what if for those folks that don't, I mean, I might know about hip and joint supplements, but how do they work? What's the benefit of them? What makes yours different? All that kind of stuff.
Sure. So hip and joint supplementation should be an integral part of your health and wellness plan for your dog. And it can make such a massive difference in the quality of life, their ability to stay active and mobile as they age. So that's just kind of a brief overview of why hip and joint supplements are important. And we can talk more about that later on. What makes, and I'll just quickly show you, because we're going to give some of this away. This is our product right here. What makes our...
Can you hold the bottle up again, just so people can recognize the label and all that? So they...
How are we doing?
Okay, perfect. Yep.
Perfect. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, the little Vanna White.
There you go. That's exactly
So
it.
What makes our product unique is we put together, there's some ingredients that are really common across the board. And let me just make a quick share with your viewers. not all hip and joint supplements are created equal, right?
Okay.
So there are a couple of common ingredients to hip and joint supplements that are really important. Glucosamine and chondroitin, those two things are the building blocks of healthy joint tissue, and they work in conjunction. It's kind of like the left hand and the right hand, right? They work in conjunction to support healthy joint tissue. And most hip and joint supplements out there have those ingredients, which ours does. We also have included some other things that are, some of them you can find in other hip and joint supplements, but some of them are really unique. I was looking to create a holistic, kind of full-bodied, to use a wine analogy, hip and joint supplement that really serves to make the body healthier and to support our animals our dogs as they age. So it also includes MSM, which is a natural anti-inflammatory, and it also supports and improves immune function.
Okay.
The immune system plays a really big role in so many things in our bodies, not to nerd out too much, right? I'm gonna, I can drill down if anyone has questions, okay? But I'm going to just go high level. It also contains hyaluronic acid. And what that is it's naturally occurring in joint fluid. And think about it, a joint fluid like a lubricant, right?
Right.
So it keeps things moving smoothly.
Right.
And joint fluid naturally is about as viscous as dish soap.
Okay.
It provides cushioning, keeps things sliding, right? Keeps us moving.
Yeah.
Right.
Moving.
Right.
But as our bodies age, that tends to break down and become watery, which creates more friction. Sort of, kind of like there's many pieces that involve aging and the development of arthritis and reduced mobility. Okay. So the next ingredient, so that's hyaluronic acid, and the body is bought in a bioavailable form. So when you give your dog a supplement, it can utilize the HA, as it's called, or hyaluronic acid to support joint tissue.
Okay.
We've also included Tart Cherry. And Tart Cherry has something in it called, I'm not trying to nerd out too much, so I'll go high level, but anthocyanins, which are naturally occurring in plants. And that strengthens the integrity of cell membranes. It also is a cofactor in the production of healthy joint tissue collagen. And there's also evidence that Tart Cherry may protect against cancer and heart disease.
Oh, wow.
So I actually take it daily myself. And the other really great thing about Tart Cherry is it helps the body recycle more quickly from strenuous exercise or injury or surgery. So, and then it also contains vitamin C, which stimulates cells that produce and maintain a healthy cartilage matrix. Right. Plus, we all take vitamin C when we get sick, right? It's a powerful antioxidant. It supports the body's immune function. And what people may not realize is dogs produce vitamin C naturally when they're younger. And as they age, their ability to produce vitamin C tapers.
Okay.
So a lot of times when people incorporate our supplement daily into their dog's diet, they'll say, oh my God, my dog just got this, has an energy boost in addition to better mobility. And that's because of the vitamin C in the Tart Cherry. It also has vitamin E and omegas 3 and 6. So that was a kind of a long-winded way of talking about what's in it. The other thing is a lot of times people give their dogs hip and joint chews, which are kind of it's like a glorified dog treat. It's often not enough of the ingredients to really make a difference.
Okay.
And plus we have no fillers, so that, it can really be packed with the good stuff that makes a difference. Right. So we've got no fillers, and it's chicken liver flavored. Okay. And what's nice about it is you can either feed it to your dog like a treat, or you can crumble it by hand. It's not something you don't need to pulverize it in a blender.
Right. Oh, nice. Right.
Crumble it like a treat and just mix it in with their food.
Okay.
So or you could spread a little peanut butter on the top of it and choose easily. My dog is sort of picky. He likes me to break it in half and feed it to him a half at a time. He doesn't want to eat the whole. I don't know what it is, but he wants it in half. He loves it, but he wants me to break it in half. So
that's fantastic. Thank you.
It sounds like it's clearly like a kind of well-rounded powerhouse for your pups. And I was curious, sometimes it's hard to know, like how long should you be giving it before you start to see results, or what are some of the results that you'll begin to see
what
as
do
you start giving them?
Expect, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So it's so dogs are just like us. We're all individuals, right? And some dogs, I've had some clients say to me within a few days of giving their dog, they've been blown away by the night and day difference. But then other dogs, it takes a while for it to build up in their system. So sometimes it will take a week to 3. It's very individual. But I would say generally a week, 1 to 2 weeks, you should expect to notice a difference. Now, if you're giving it as a preventative, which is important, in other words, to help stave off the onset of arthritis and mobility issues, you might not notice a difference right away. Or some people say, oh my God, I started giving this to my dog. And, I had a client who had a 13-year-old dog, and they were big hikers. And she said she was stunned. They did a 13-mile hike. Suddenly those 213 numbers, 13-mile hike, 13-year-old dog was out front looking back like, what's wrong with you guys? Why can't you keep
Wow.
And the other thing they noticed is the dog recycled more quickly from strenuous exercise. So rather than take a day or 2 of sleeping before he needed to go before he was able to go on another big hike,
right,
he woke up next morning like, I am ready to go.
Yeah.
I've also had people who have said, oh my God, I never thought my dog was going to be active and want to go for walks again. I had a client email me and said, my 16-year-old dog has started jumping up on people again. Don't we love that? You're a bad dog, but yay. And then I've had other people, I had a client who had an 8-year-old dog that was a tripod, had been all his life. And suddenly he just didn't want to go on walks anymore. And within a week and a half of giving him the supplement, he's 8 years old and he's been a tripod all his life, but suddenly he could go on walks again. He was able to jump up on the bed again and do a lot of the things that he wasn't able to do. So it really varies what kind of results people see.
Right.
Based on the individual dog. But I also have people say, like, 2 days ago, my dog wouldn't get up off the couch, and now he's at the door saying, take me on a walk.
Right. Right. And it probably depends on how far along the joints has done. So even if you're not seeing a real visible improvement, you're probably preventing further damage to those joints. So that in itself could be really beneficial. Yeah.
It's like an insurance policy, and the holistic vet that I work with, both, as a veterinarian to my animals and works with me on my formulations, she was the one that really opened my eyes to that. And she's like, you should start your dogs on this when they're 2 and 3.
Right. Yeah.
And keep them on it their entire lives. And, with my commitment to making sure that my dogs live and stay active, I'm a big hiker, right? I start my dogs on it at a year now.
Right.
Wow.
Right. Are there particular breeds that you should start early? Like maybe is it the larger breed dogs or the big bone dogs? Those kinds of dogs should probably have that supplement early.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. And especially if you have a pup with potential for hip dysplasia, maybe in the breed, or if you've seen it like as they were getting their puppy checks and things like that. Our previous Basset had just almost complete like salvage surgery type of hip not dysplasia, but just there was no like the cups around those hips just weren't formed properly. And so
Yeah.
she had hip problems her whole life. And had I had this supplement for her, we tried, those chews and things like that where, we kept on giving them, but you didn't
Yeah,
see
no.
as much improvement as you would
Mhm.
hope. And
Yeah.
we've actually started giving Lulu, who doesn't have currently is just a little athlete, but as you were saying, it's kind of a preventative. So
Mhm.
you start them on this early to hopefully prevent anything that could
And
start to break down as she ages. So
you're spot on with that. So dogs that have a tendency to hip dysplasia, some smaller dogs that have a tendency to develop luxating patellas, right?
Oh,
mhm.
There are a lot of
yeah.
small dogs that have a
Their
propensity for that, or
their
the long
knees,
dog.
right?
Yeah, the
For
long dog breeds.
Yeah.
So Bassets,
Mhm.
Dachshunds that have a tendency to develop back problems, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Start them young, and
Mhm.
it's an insurance policy.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I can definitely say, so for Lulu, she loves the flavor. She thinks that they're delicious and she eats them like a treat. But I like the fact that they're also kind of scored in the middle. So you can break them in half if you're wanting to give, 1.5 in the morning or 1.5. And like you can really kind of customize the
Mhm.
dosaging as
Mhm.
throughout the day. So that makes it
Mhm.
nice as well.
Mhm. So Renee has asked us a question. Does it have actual chicken in it or just flavoring? Her dog Clover has a poultry allergy.
That is a common question, and I'm sorry to say it is flavored with actual chicken livers. So we will be developing another product that doesn't have poultry in it. Now it is a little tiny amount, so but I know that
Mhm.
there are a lot of dogs out there that have chicken allergies, and
Okay.
it could be, honestly, it could be an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great question, Renee. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, thanks, Renee.
So we kind of mentioned a little bit, but about you can have, take it as a preventative and as, also for healthy pups. But we love to hear your customer stories as well. So if you have
Sure.
any more of those that you'd love to share, that would be great.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've shared a few of my favorites, but I've also, in the dachshund category, and related to spinal issues, I had a customer write in. She had a dachshund who was not elderly, but more middle-aged, who
Mhm.
had a back issue and was actually paralyzed for
Oh,
a period of months. And, this supplementation wasn't the only thing they did. They did do
Right.
crate rest, and, they worked with a veterinarian, and they did some therapy. They actually had him wear some special splints, but she
okay.
said that the Wagworthy was a big part of his healing, and now he runs and jumps normally, which, I mean, I
Wow.
almost cried when she wrote
Oh
me.
Yeah,
my gosh,
that's
that's
amazing.
amazing. Yeah,
And then I
yeah.
have another client who has an elderly dachshund, and she said that she was supplementing, giving uh, a popular brand of hip and joint supplement out there. And she said, but we did it as a preventative, but we really had no sense of, is it doing anything?
Yeah.
Mhm.
But they
Mhm.
gave her dog's name is Rosie. She's such a beautiful little dog. Gave it to her daily. And she said, then all of a sudden, Rosie became less interested in playing with her toys. She no longer wanted to go hop or jump up the one step into their house.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
somebody told them about Wagworthy. So they started Rosie on Wagworthy. And within, I think, about a week to a week and a half, Rosie was playing with her toys again and
Oh,
hopping up that one step. And she said, we just didn't know if what we were giving her was working or not. And then when we
right.
switched to your product, we could definitely see a major difference.
Wow. Wow.
That's
So,
that's really life-changing when you see like that drastic difference.
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
and it's one of those things, especially for older pups, it's kind of gradual where you see that they're getting less active and things like that. So when you can add something in that you all of a sudden realize, oh my gosh, they must have been suffering more
Right.
than I could
Yeah.
really, recognize. And now it's just like the whole world's opened up again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and to the point, when you look evolutionarily speaking at dogs, so when you look at coyotes or wolves, right? They're the genetic ancestors. Those animals are wired not to show pain because that shows weakness and vulnerability. Our dogs have many dogs, not all, especially big dogs, have a very high pain threshold. So you might just over time notice, oh, my dog isn't really so interested in going for a walk, or he doesn't jump up, or, he doesn't hop on the bed, and they never limp. But they just become sort of quietly less interested in things. That's pain related.
Yeah.
And so it's really important to supplement and to keep them active and moving.
Right.
Because, okay, getting into the nerd zone again here, our joints do not have their own blood supply. So building blocks to the joints are pumped in by movement, right? And so if you have a little pain and you stop moving, your joint tissues are not going to get as many building blocks as they need. So it becomes a very negative feedback loop.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's just something to watch for and pay attention to, is that pain manifests in our dogs in many different ways. It could be limping, or maybe they don't limp, but maybe they're just not so interested in going for a walk.
Or maybe they're just moving slower, right? Just the slower movements, just kind of.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, this has been fascinating. I love learning about all of these things and the benefits that we could, as pet parents, provide to our pups. Keeping a close eye on some of those signals and really giving them some supplements that can really benefit them. At the beginning of our conversation, you mentioned a real integral part of your organization is your good works that you do with local shelters and the spay and neuter programs and everything. I'd love to learn a little bit. If you have some more time, I'd love to learn a little bit more about that as well.
And I also just want to give you a shout out and say thank you to anybody who's still watching. So, so we donate a percentage of our proceeds to subsidize spay neuter and also to senior dog rescue. Those are the two things that are really near and dear to our heart. Personally, I foster senior dogs regularly. And also every Tuesday, we call it True Love Tuesday.
Aww.
We share senior dogs that are in need of a home on our feed. And we have, we call our followers our Wagworthy family. And people, our Wagworthy family shares that and drips that out to their audiences. And just kind of a quick story. We shared a dog earlier this year that had been in a shelter for 6 years.
Oh my goodness.
And
what a long time to be in a shelter.
Oh, and that story touched so many of our followers that it went viral and spread like wildfire.
Yeah.
Anyway, this woman in Oregon, the dog was in a shelter in Florida. A woman in Oregon saw that and said, she just knew that dog was
meant to be for her.
Family, right?
Yeah.
So she adopted that dog. So 10 days later, that dog actually found a home.
Oh, fantastic.
I just want to shout out to anybody here that's watching. Of course, come follow us on our social at Wagworthy Naturals and share our senior dog posts. But also, there's tons, check out your local rescue, right? Your local shelter and share. They post dogs. They've got a social feed. Right. Share those dogs on your feed. It's a really simple thing to do and get in the practice of, but it can really make a huge difference. And also, just a real quick shout out there, right? A lot of senior dogs end up at shelters because they belong to someone elderly who passed away, or their owner had to go into some kind of a facility, or is now being moved in with a family member who couldn't take the dog. Just a little shout out to think about should something happen to you, ask your friends and family members, would you be willing to take my dog? Because
Right.
life is uncertain.
Right.
And so put a plan in place so that
Mm-hmm.
should something happen to you, I mean, we never like to think about that, right?
Right. Right.
What's going to happen to our dogs as we age, or what
Mm-hmm.
should happen to our dogs if something happens to us?
Mm-hmm.
I really encourage people to think about that. Sorry, I digress a little bit there.
No. Those are really great,
Yeah.
thoughtful topics that we all need to consider, really.
And so just the last thing is, I really work with our brand. Our brand messaging is so much about things that you can do to make a difference for animals in your world and your community. And we really seek to be a leader, not only in what you can do to help your dog live a long time, but how you can make a difference for animals.
That's amazing. That's wonderful. By the way, Skyla says she's still here. Hi, Skyla. and Renee says you're awesome. She said she just got her new pup Clover from a senior dog rescue. So yeah,
thank you for adopting a senior.
Yeah, exactly. You also have worked with a local shelter called the Sunshine Dogs. Is that right?
Yeah. So they're actually not local.
Okay.
They're somebody that I follow on social.
Oh, okay. How cool.
They are doing this awesome thing, right? Because when we're all at home celebrating Thanksgiving, shelter dogs are in the shelter and they have a skeleton staff. So it's a hard day to be a shelter dog. So the Sunshine Dogs we're a sponsor. And what they're doing is they're raising money to buy Kongs and stuff and fill them with goodies and treats that they drop off at their local shelter. So on Thanksgiving Day, shelter dogs get a goodie that keeps them, it's
it's an interactive, engaging.
Yeah,
that they get to celebrate Thanksgiving too.
That's neat.
And also then after the fact, the shelter gets those Kongs that they can use moving forward, right? As enrichment for shelter dogs. So if you want to participate, you're going to post a link, but you can donate, or, maybe that would inspire you to do a little of that within your own community.
I love that. So KONGsgiving, right? That's what they're calling it. I love that.
Yeah.
That's clever. And yeah, Hillary, I think you put a link to that, to the Sunshine
So
Dog.
I've put, if you're watching on YouTube, there's a link in the description. And then as soon as we're done with this recording, we will add that link on Facebook and wherever else you might be watching this.
Yeah. So stay tuned, come back to the and watch, or come back to the link and click it and go help them out. Even if you're just sharing the news about KONGsgiving with your friends and family, like just getting the word out. I think this is a really fun, clever idea, and it would be fun to let everybody else know about it too.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
You bet.
So you've kind of mentioned Wagworthy Naturals as a place to, but we want to make sure we have everywhere that our followers can come and follow you. So if you just want to real quick, let us know where.
Absolutely. So we're on Instagram at Wagworthy Naturals. Okay. You can visit us on our website and sign up for our newsletter to learn about all the cool giveaways and ways that you can get involved, both helping your dog stay healthy and also with maybe inspiring you to, do things with your own local shelter or follow what we're doing at wagworthynaturals.com. You can follow us on Facebook, Wagworthy Naturals, or, go visit our website and shoot me an email. I really work hard to make sure that I'm engaging. I want to know what people are interested in. If you shoot me an email, I will answer. If you shoot Wagworthy Naturals an email, I will do my best to answer it.
That's fantastic. And if you sign up for their newsletter, you're going to learn about all kinds of wonderful things that they have planned for next year. You've got a 12-month little goodies that you're going to be disseminating out there, which will be fun. So yeah, definitely. And we just love Jane and we want to support her. So everybody go out there, sign up for their newsletter. And then by all means, grab a bottle of the Hip and Joint or two. And speaking of which, you can hold that up again.
So we have this really cool limited edition box.
Yes.
Does that show? I know there's a little.
Yay,
Yep.
I
It's a
love
limited
it.
edition wooden box. We've got a little highlight there. Sorry.
That's
That
okay.
comes with 2 bottles of Wagworthy Naturals that we're giving away special for
Yes.
our Heart followers and anyone who has hung in there to the end.
Well, our giveaway winner for helping to promote today's event is Sandy Cotton. So thank you, Sandy, so
Thanks,
much
Sandy.
for promoting the today's event. And we'll get in touch with you, get your address and everything, and we'll get it off to Jane, and she can send those to you. So congratulations. Yay!
And I just want to say welcome to the Wagworthy family, Sandy.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much, Jane. This has been such a pleasure having you here today. Oh my goodness. And we're going to have you back again and again and again. This has been a really fun episode, and I just can't wait to share more of all the goodness that you have, all that wonderful knowledge, and just other things beyond the supplements, right? Just things that we consider as working with senior dogs or as pet parents. I think it's all great to kind of share our knowledge together, right? That's what this is all about.
Yeah, dogs are just, they're our lives. They're a big part of our families, and they make our worlds go round.
They really do. They really do. All right. Thanks so much, everybody, for being with us today. Have a great day.
Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.